Alright, what is up guys, it is Josh back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be covering how you can completely edit a Fortnite highlights video in 2022 from beginning to end. With that being said, make sure to check out all the links in the description to download After Effects for yourself, as well as the presets that are going to be featured in this video if you'd like to follow along. I hope you guys do enjoy, and I will see you guys on my PC. Alright guys, so I am in After Effects now. All we're going to do is we're just going to open new composition. Just make sure it's on whatever duration, 1920 by 1080, 60 FPS, and we'll just press OK. From there, what we're going to do is I'm just going to find a random song. So for me, I'm going to find the song Whoa by 637 Godwin, downloaded on my PC. If you guys don't know how to download a song, I'll have a link in the description to a tutorial there. And we're just going to drag this into our media pool. And then from there, I'm also going to drag in just like 2 random clips from my PC. So I'm just going to go like Daxi or something. His clips are really good, so I'll be sure to use these. And that is pretty much all the setup that we need prior to actually making this. Obviously, if you were making a montage, you would have a lot more clips, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm only going to be using 2. We're going to drag in the song, press L on our keyboard twice to find the audio waves here. So we're quickly just going to try to find the first beat. So this is the first beat chop right here. We're just going to select the layer and press N on our keyboard, which is actually the marker. But if you want to go the long way, you have to go to layer, new, or layer, sorry, marker, and then add marker. And then I'm also going to add a marker on this transition point right here. And what I do to find transition points is you can kind of hear, you can hear the beat drop, and then there's like a clap after. That's what I have the transition point as on every single montage. So we go, so much, and then this is another beat drop, and then this is the clap that we're looking for. So then I'm just going to trim it down on the other side, and then we'll trim down the beginning a tiny bit. So then all we're left is this, we're left with this small portion of the song, if that makes sense. From there, we're just going to just kind of find the part of the clip that we want to use. So you can just double click on the clip right here, and then like kind of slide through and find the part of the clip. So I'm just going to press this button on the left side of the kill, and then we'll go past the kill and then do this, and then we'll drag it in. And then all we got to do from there is kind of line up the kill with the beat. So we can see right here, I'm gonna quickly put it full resolution. We always want to line up with the marker, the first frame that we can see the shotgun pellets. So if we go back, we can see there's no shotgun pellets, but if we go 1 frame forward, we can see it. So this is the frame that we want to have on the beat. From there, we're just going to slide this out to the left so it actually lines up with the beginning, and then we'll just line it up right here at the very end on our transition point. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to press Control-Alt-F if we do have a stretch resolution clip, but you don't have to worry about that if there aren't black bars on the side. And just like that, it is fully synced. You can see it's fully synced like there. So all we got to do now to add velocity is we're going to go to the frame where the guy kind of drops down fully. We're going to split it by pressing Control-Shift-D, then we're going to press Control-Alt-T, and this is how we actually add our velocity. So this is the time remapping feature. We're going to add a keyframe on this right here, add a keyframe on the beat, and then add a keyframe at the end. So then we have a keyframe at the beginning, middle, and end of this layer. We're going to select them all, press F9, go into our graph editor. And I showed this in depth in a tutorial if you want to check that out. It's a velocity tutorial that I just uploaded this week. So then we're going to bring this one up, bring this one down, bring this one up, and then we're going to bring this one over and then down. So it should look something like, and that should be good. So then all we're going to do is we're going to mute this layer, click this button twice to add frame blending, and it will look super clean. So I'm just going to do whoa sample. I'm just going to save the project. Make sure we're always saving the project because you don't want to lose progress. So just like that, you can see because of the frame blending, it is kind of slow. And then after, we'll obviously add shotgun sound effects so it sounds good. We're going to select this other clip right here. We're going to do the exact same thing. Cut it on the right, cut it on the left, drag it in, and then we'll find the first frame with shotgun pellets, which is, sorry, I don't know why it kicked me out to the end, which is actually this frame right here. So we'll bring it on the right, bring it on the left, Control-Alt-F, stretches it out, and then just like this, we'll cut this, Control-Alt-T, keyframe, 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 select it all, F9, graph editor, zoom in, bring this one up, bring this one down, bring this one up, bring this one down and over. So it should look something like that. And that is pretty much that. We'll mute that. And that is actually how we do velocity and syncing. So that is pretty easy. We already have that covered. Now all we got to do is actually transitions, effects, and I think that should be good, as well as the SFX. So to actually add our impacts, I'm going to have a preset in the description in the Google Drive for you guys. Just select the layer of the first clip, press Ctrl-Alt-Y, and then we're going to press Ctrl-Shift-D to cut it down on either side, just so it lasts the duration from the kill to the very end. Select the layer, go into animation, apply animation presets, and then from there what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this right here. If we go to how to edit like Joshyy, these are just kind of the impacts that are already in there, and I'm just going to add clean impact just like this. And what that'll do is it'll add a super clean impact preset that goes through the entire duration, and we can see it looks super clean. Love to see it. And then for an example, we're just and then from there what you can do is you can just press Ctrl-D, which duplicates the layer, and we can drag it over literally right here, so it's the exact same. So just like that. So we got it on the second kill as well. And then another thing for effects is build-ups. So we can press Ctrl-Alt-Y again, and then we're gonna go to apply animation preset, and I always add a scream pump. So I'll quickly show you. This is the scream pump preset right here, but I'll show you how you can actually make it. So for example, I'm just gonna disable this layer. We're gonna press Ctrl-Alt-Y right here. We're gonna add blur mode curves to this layer. If you don't have this plugin right here, you just have to go to effects and presets and look up blur mode curves over on the side right here. Blur mode curves, drag it over, and right here we're gonna just change the value to like, I don't know, like 0.7 or something like that. And then you come over here, change it to 1. Then before the kill, obviously you change it to 1, and then you select all these, press F9, select this, and then you're just gonna copy this graph. So this is like the screen pump graph that I use, and it's super clean, just like that. And I'll quickly show you what it looks like without the impact. But we can see it kind of zooms in and then does a sharp out. But then yeah, I have a preset for that, so you guys don't really have to worry about making it yourself. And then I'm just going to add, whenever I do a highlights video, I'll just add a marker, and then I'll duplicate it, and then I'll literally just line it up with the next one. That way I don't have to like manually add it for each one. And then also I got a clean impact or clean build-up preset right here, so we can add that to the first kill if we want to. And all we got to do is we just make sure that these are all lined up just like this, and it is looking good. And this is disabled, so that looks pretty good. All right, so then that's pretty much that there. All we got to do is add transitions now. So we just got to go to the separation point right here, go to the top layer, Ctrl-Alt-Y, go to apply animation preset on this layer, and I'll have a bunch of transition presets in the description. I had a DaVinci Resolve tutorial on transitions recently, but if you guys want an After Effects one, leave me a comment down below and I'll break that down in depth for you guys. So all we gotta do is add any transition preset in the description. Make sure you have blur mode curves installed, by the way, which is the same thing we use for the screen pump. And then you're just gonna line up this third keyframe, the second one in the middle, if that makes sense, with the separation point. So then that's just how you do the movement transitions. And then obviously you just like come over here and cut it down on either side, and that is pretty much that. But it is looking pretty good so far. It's looking like a nice Joshyy montage, or Joshyy highlights, I guess. All we got to do is SFX, and I'll show you a bit of a color correction tutorial for my own highlights. So go to your file explorer, and then you're just gonna find wherever you have your SFX saved to. So for me, it's this FORTNITE sound effects folder. I'm just gonna add the spaz headshot. This is gonna be in the Google Drive, by the way. And then just line up. I don't know if it will have the second marker for you guys, but it has the second marker for me since I always do montages with this, and it kind of saves the marker for some reason. So just change the value of it to 7 decibels, which will make it louder and more noticeable on the kill. So then to do that, all you gotta do is just press L and then change this value to 7. And that's pretty much that. And then you can just do it for this one as well. Line it up, and that is perfect, right? Just like that. And that is looking super good. Now we got to do color correction, my favorite part honestly of the montage. So right now for my current highlights, I'll just add looks to a layer. Like I said, if you don't have that plugin, you can just like go like this and drag it on. But since I have this like little, I don't even know what it's called. It's like a taskbar plugin. I'll see if I can find it and I'll link it in the description if you guys want to download it. It's 100% free for After Effects. Just edit your looks right here. And I'll have the preset for the magic bolt looks for this featured in this video. And I'll also have a tutorial in the description on how you can actually download this. So I either use this one, this Break Your Heart one, or this Joshyy highlights. For me, it's normally the Joshyy highlights one. I'll change this one to 60. And then what I'll do is I'll duplicate this. I'll change this one to the darken brightness Joshyy color correction. I'll change this to 10% and drag it over top, if that makes sense. That's pretty much, that was a lot. And then what I'll do is I'll add RSMB Pro, and I'll change the blur amount to 0.2. And then I'll render this all out at 30 FPS. And that's literally how I do all my highlights nowadays. And it's super, super clean. So then what I'll do is I'll go like this. I'll select all of them. I'll cut it, which if you guys don't know, cut actually copies it when you delete it. I'll select all the video layers and I'll press paste. So that actually applies it to the entire montage, just so I don't have to kind of copy paste along the entire thing. And I can just do it on one in total. And then lastly, guys, what I'll do, I'll show you what I do for my ident. If you guys do have your own ident, I'll show you how you can actually add it and have it look clean. So I'll just add in the ident that KQ made for me. Shout out KQ, by the way. This ident's super clean. I really love it. You guys have probably seen it recently. It's like this one where it does like the Joshyy spin. So what I'll do is I'll select the video layer. I'll keyframe the opacity at 100. And then when the ident comes in, I'll change it to like 40 or something like that. They'll come along to where it starts to fade out. I'll keyframe it at 40 again. And then when it's fully disappeared, so this frame right here, I'll change it back to 100. And then what that does is it looks super clean. And then if we really want to, an extra effect is you can add lens blur, change the iris scale to 9, change this to sharper, then we change the gamma to like 600. And then what we'll do is we keyframe the iris scale at 9 on both of these points that actually have the what's it called, the opacity fade. And then we'll come here to where the opacity goes back to 100% and change this to 0, and then change this one to 0 as well. So that kind of does like a nice little blur, if that makes sense. And then it has my ident, and it goes straight into the montage. Yeah, that's pretty much how you can edit a highlights video the complete way through. All you do is you kind of duplicate that for each clip. Obviously, if you have your own presets, you'd use different impacts every single time, switch it up. If you guys want an actual sneak peek, I got a $5 pack coming out in the next couple weeks, so stay tuned for that. It'll literally have so many presets for you guys, all for the price of a Big Mac at McDonald's. It's super worth. It'll take your editing game to the next level. But I hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in a future video on the channel. Peace out.